What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. We're going to look at the overall markets here and kind of see where things are shaking out. There's a couple different stocks that I'm looking at here, especially today. There's some interesting moves being made, so let's just talk about it. Like I always say, not financial advice, just financial opinion. Like and subscribe if you like these types of videos. Leave comments below on anything that you want to comment about. And let's get started. So we always start with the overall market. As you can see, SPY is trying to get back into this upward trending channel. We almost got here twice, and we fell both times. So it looks like we're kind of moving upwards. The momentum is swinging upwards off the MACD. You can kind of see it's trending up. RSI is moving up. Part of the reason is that Ukraine and Russia tension is starting to alleviate. Russia's pulling troops back from Ukraine, so that's giving the market a little bit of relief. Also, the talks of inflation. We know that the Fed is going to have a couple of rate hikes this year, so that's not in question anymore. It's only when. And we know that inflation is going to rise. Interest rates are going to rise. And so that's all been kind of baked in, right? I mean, people, it's not a surprise anymore. We know what's going on. We don't know the exact numbers, but we know kind of the general idea. So I think the market is in a good position to start moving upwards. We have to see what ends up happening, but hopefully we can see an uptrend. So that's the SPY. The Russell is getting back as well, moving upwards. Strong momentum. There's better momentum in the Russell than there is in the SPY, and they're trying to get back into this, sideways trending channel that it seems to love. I think that we have a lot of momentum moving upwards, right? The MACD has started to come down a little bit and pop back up. So the Russell's looking good. At least today we're up about 2.7% at the time of this recording. Nasdaq, similar to the SPY, kind of consolidating, trying to move its way back up. The VIX, very important to look at. The VIX is down 5% today. We had a little bit of pop, and then we're dropping down, trying to get to this level, right? We'd like to see the VIX below 20. That shows that the volatility is down in the market. The market is, not safe, but safer than it is when it's up to like 38 right here, right? We like it to be stable. So it looks like we're trying to get down to that $20 mark. So let's look at some of the stocks that I'm looking at here. American Water. This is a big company. Earnings are coming up. It's been falling all the way down. This is a boring kind of a dividend stock company, but I've been buying as it falls, and I will continue to because it's a utility company and there is good value in it, at least for my dividends. Facebook, aka Meta, still way down after its earnings. Looks like it's trying to come back up. MACD is looking like it's coming up, but the RSI and the stock itself looks like it's continuing to move downwards. So I've just been buying because I believe long-term Meta will do just fine. So Meta is one that I'm going to continue to buy as it falls. Palantir, this is a stock moving up. Its earnings are coming up in a day. There was big news that it is extending its partnership with Ferrari. So Palantir works with governments and big businesses, but you don't usually hear some of the names of their clients or customers, right? So I think this is good for the branding of Palantir. Ferrari is a name that everyone knows. It's synonymous with performance and luxury, and it kind of gives credibility to basically what the technology is that they're offering. So I think that's good for Palantir. It's also, another customer that continues to stay with them. PayPal just keeps getting devastated. I continue to buy as it keeps getting devastated. It looks a little bit like Meta in the sense that the MACD looks like it's coming up, but the charts say it's going down. You can see lines all over the place. We were trying to find support here. This is a down trending channel. Then we're going sideways. We fell down, tried to get back up, and then we just fell off a cliff here on earnings. But PayPal is one that I think long-term will be just fine. New one here, Shopify, dropping based on its earnings. So basically, from what I understand, the earnings went well, right? And if you want, you can pause the video and you can take a look and read this. But from what I understand, it's the guidance that was the issue. This one might be better. So, slower revenue growth in 2022 as online spending resets, fourth quarter earnings decline. So, basically, the long and the short of it is, like I said, pause it if you want to just quickly read this. But their numbers were up, but their guidance was down. So, Shopify's already been a downtrending stock, and it's been a buy here on the RSI for a while now. I've been picking up shares as it falls. We were at highs of about 1757, and we're looking at 734 right now. So, just, I don't even, what is that? That's less than half of what it was back at its highs. So I think that Shopify is a good value, but I understand if you want to see what happens after these earnings, because there is a chance that it continues to fall. But it's right now down close to 18% on the day. So that's a huge move to the downside for Shopify. I would buy and then continue to see what happens in the coming days for the rest of the week. Now, on the other hand, Upstart. Upstart is a company that uses AI technology and basically gives you your own credit score. So it's like a FICO credit score, but they take into account different parts of your, your income, your debts. It's just a more holistic approach to how to see your credit worthiness. So they jumped based on their earnings, and we can look at that right here. Here's a better one. Upstart Q4 earnings, revenue jump, shares surge, right? So this gives you a quick breakdown. The reported late Tuesday Q4 adjusted diluted EPS of 0.89 up from 0.07. So that's huge, right? I mean, that's more than a 10x from a year ago. Analysts surveyed by Capital IQ called for 0.5. So they even beat that, almost a double up on that. Revenue climbed from 304 million to 304 million from 86 million. So that's another big beat. The street projected 262, so it even beat out that. Company expects revenue of 295 million to 305 million in Q1 and about 1.4 billion for the full year versus the street forecast of 258 million. So beat that by, or it could beat that by like 40 million and then 1.2 billion on the year respectively. So could be 200,000 more on that. So basically, Upstart did a great job of not only beating its earnings, so that's important right there. You always want to beat your earnings, but also their guidance was very good too. So that's kind of where you see a difference between Upstart and Shopify. Shopify had a harder guidance. They lowered some numbers, but Upstart increased. So that's why you're seeing the shares. They're actually up 31% on the day. The MACD is surging upwards. RSI is curling way upwards. We're still looking at about $143 a share, coming off of highs of about $389. So there is still a lot of upside for Upstart. I really believe in the company, and I've been buying on this, on the way down this whole way. So I don't think now is the time to jump into Upstart, to be honest with you, because they're flying high after the earnings. So unless you're a day trader, if you're a long-term trader, I would say give this a couple of days to kind of settle down, See, usually gaps get filled eventually. This one didn't get filled. This is a terrible example, but gaps usually get filled. So it wouldn't be uncommon to have this drop in the next couple of days as people start to, realize what happened in the earnings. So anyway, guys, those are just the stocks that I'm looking at. Let me know if you have any other stocks that you're looking at, and we'll see what happens in the market tomorrow. Thanks, guys.